friends, good morning. It is Monday, and if you didn't catch my Instagram post, hop on over there to the Anna Big Mama and you will see my issue of the day. I haven't even been up good. Well, I have been up good. It is now 8:15. I've been up since 5. Yeah, I just have gotten kind of redressed. Like I said, if you go over to my Instagram, you'll see. I had on my cute little prairie girl outfit. I even put on my boots. First time I've worn my boots in about 2 years. Yeah, because I never wore them at all last year. So, 2 years. Anywho, got all dressed, had my long skirt on after yesterday's wardrobe malfunction. If you have not seen that, go over and check my latest my YouTube video before this one. It was the kitchen organization. Go and check that and you'll see what I mean about wardrobe malfunction. Amy, thank you for having my back and understanding about I try to be as modest as possible and sometimes things just happen. So she made me feel better about the incidents. Once I started editing, I realized what happened. Anywho, fast forward to this morning, I decided that ain't gonna happen again. So Big Mama puts on her long khaki skirt, her long sleeve prairie top, even put on my little ankle boots. Then I start thinking, I haven't been dressed 10 minutes. It occurs to me, I wonder what the weather's going to be. Now, for the past 3 days, we have had fabulous weather. Fantastic. But if you're in Alabama, you know, fantastic fall doesn't last long. Summer's going to come back with a vengeance. Today is that vengeance, y'all. We're going to be a high of 82 with a humidity of 78%. That means it's hot. Yeah, so Big Mama had to change. We're floating a t-shirt. Hold on, let's see if I can get y'all. Okay, I've got outfit of the day. I can't scoot back any further. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. That ain't gonna be right either. Y'all just can't get situated, I tell you what. Alright. That's going to be perfect. And for those of you wondering, yes, the dog is still outside. So I got on some denim shorts, kind of long. Yeah, they go past my fingertips. That was the deal at school. You had to do your arm like that, and if your shorts went past your middle finger, you were good. And just my little cool shoulder top and my apron. If you're new here, hey hun, I am Stacy. And hit that like and subscribe button. I would love to have you join our YouTube family. I do everything from grocery hauls, day in the life, clean with me's. Yeah, I am going to start back our budgeting series. I got to looking back. And after, if you know, last year I had COVID. And so after that, my brain, it ain't working like it used to, y'all. Okay, I'm still just as crazy. Well, I'm a little bit more crazy. But things start coming back. And I remember we used to do, Money Mondays? Remember that? If you were like one of our first few subscribers, you know what I'm talking about. If not, go back and look at some of the old videos. And I think it was Money Mondays. Or Thrifty Thursdays. It was something. Might have been Frugal Friday. I don't know. Anywho, I need to figure out how to do a playlist. That's what I need to do. I'm not that organized. I'm not that back to myself yet. But I do honestly have to say, the last 4 days, well, for the past week, I have not been sleeping, like, at all. Like, I can run on 2 hours of sleep. And I feel okay. I have had some panic attacks at the beginning part of the week. and even the other night, but they are not. They are not like they used to be. If y'all catch me doing that, it's because I got dry mouth with my Sjogren's. And so, yeah, it will collect. Yeah, anywho, where was I? I had a thought, and it was going somewhere. Oh, I was feeling better. I'm feeling better. But, and we've discovered it is the change of medication. Oh, a squirrel went by. They've changed my meds, some of my anxiety medications. I'm doing a new one. I've tapered off the old. If you know anything about anxiety meds, you cannot stop cold turkey. You have to taper off the old and go ahead and add the, well, I'm not a medical. You get your own medical, yeah. Have your doctor tell you what to do. Mine told me to taper off and add the new. I've been doing that for going on, well, it was, yeah, going on about 2 weeks now with the new medication. And I am starting to really tell a difference. I did finally get to sleep last night at kind of a decent hour. I don't know what's been making me not sleep. I don't know if it's the steroids. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. My pulmonologist had me on. And now that I'm not taking them, I'm kind of starting to see things creep back up. We see her November the 2nd. I go the 1st for a COVID test, which I have to have before I can enter the hospital. And then the 2nd I go to actually do the breathing test and see the pulmonologist. And I'm anxious to, oh, they did do a chest x-ray, and they said it was in normal range for me. I did have some glass crackles left. Yeah, and I do have that one scar spot. I call it my pneumonia spot. Anytime I get pneumonia or pleurisy, it hits and collects and sticks in that one spot. I mean, it can spread, but that, I can tell if that starts hurting, get you some antibiotics, girl, and hang on. Anywho, I think that gave like a good update. But yeah, I'm starting to feel more like the old pre-COVID Stacy than I have in a long time. And they told me, you know, don't expect that it's just going to get better and better and better. You are still going to have some off days, some bad days, some brain fog days. And I have those moments or those days, but they're getting fewer and fewer. So, I'm excited about that. The only drawback, weight gain. And as y'all know, I can't gain no more. I got enough for me and everybody else. So, that being said, I don't know. They are sending me a glucose monitor and some test strips because I have had like issues of my sugar being affected. I'll break out in sweat. I'll break out with a red flush face. I'll get real tired after I eat. And all those things kind of point toward sugar. I've gained excess weight. Both should have just looked puffy. I think I look amazing. Okay, I would look much better if I could lose some weight. And I know, before anybody says anything, and Linda from Linda's Kitchen, hey hon, I'm with you, girl. I am doing the best I can with what we've got. I know me and Carol Beth and Fat Man could lose weight if we did more produce and cut out the rice. And if you saw the kitchen organization video, you saw a lot of pasta, you saw a lot of rice, some potato flakes, but not a lot. But like boxed dinners. Let me pause right there. I know none of that is good for us. I understand that that's probably, I know, not probably, I know that's what's got us hefty. But the season of life we are in right now, we're getting what we can afford. If you don't know, due to medical bills and just all the strain and pressure and everything, and crap happening and breaking down, and trucks needing repair, and all the fun stuff. Needing a new, well, new to us, needing a replacement washer. We were blessed by somebody with the fridge. I hear my phone, hold on. I'm doing my weekly home blessing. I've got my sheets changed. Honey, that was a workout. I had to stop and take me a break because my back and legs just could not do it no more. So, if you're wondering, we have the suspender, I call them suspenders, the suspenders things on our bottom sheet, and that keeps the sheet from flopping up. Yeah, because we both flip and flop when we sleep, and so the bottom sheet would always pop up. And I remember my grandmother had some of the suspenders on her bed, and I thought, you know what, Grandma's always right. So I ordered us some a while back. We've had them for, I know, 2 years now, maybe 3 probably. Anywho, our little guest is still here. I had to call the humane. I hated to. Isn't he gorgeous? Look at his eyes. They are, hey buddy. They're blue. I'm hoping he don't run off. I hated to, but I had to call the humane to come get him. He's somebody's dog, so they're going to be looking for him. And so their first logical place would be to check the humane. So he needs to get him a ride to go there. He can't stay here. Our Dachshunds would, I'm scared he would kill them. They would kill him. You know, I don't know. And we can't afford another mouth to feed. He is sweet as he can be, and he loved Carol Beth. Yeah, she started walking away, and he followed her. So we tested it to see, and she just kind of walked around certain spots in the yard. She went, you know, all over. And he would follow her. Yeah, Pencil is not happy that he is here. Buddy. Buddy. Toot. It's okay. Yeah. Him and Toot have been, like, not really fighting at one another, but letting each other know the other one is there. Anywho. Oh, and I was talking about my meds making me feel better. And I thought, now they're going to get a kick out of this, I thought my brain was working better. And I think that it is. You know how crazy people don't know they crazy. So I think my memory is getting better. My, you know, hold on. And I was telling Carol Beth something, and she's like, Mama, I know. I was there. Oh, I was telling her about, you know, Carol Beth, I called the humane. She said, Mama, I was in the room when you did it. And I did something else, and she's like, I know. I helped you. So today's gonna be a bad brain day. So we're just gonna chalk it up to I was tired from the events from Friday to now. Friday we did pumpkin patch a little bit, that wore me out. Saturday I drove me and Carol Beth to Prattville to do the post office to drop off some of my towels that I sold through my Etsy shop. And we took the dogs to get their nails done, just clipped. And then yesterday we organized the kitchen. So, let me put y'all up here so I ain't shaking. To say, well, to say that I am tired is nonetheless saying something. Alright. I did go ahead, I've got my pinto beans soaking for tonight. We're going to do pinto beans and rice. And I've got a small kielbasa sausage. I'm going to throw in there, A, to have a little bit of meat, and B, to give it some flavor. Yeah. So, I'm getting my OxyClean. I'm doing my sheets. I've already done those clothes Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. I did my clothes yesterday. And so I'm doing sheets now. I want them on hot to kill any germs. I'm going to get my clothes out of the dryer and then I'm going to check my list. Alright, like I said, I've got my beans soaking. We're just going to do simple beans and rice, and like I said, the kielbasa sausage. I am going to do some hoecakes with it and some cream corn. So it is now almost 10 o'clock. I'm going to check my list and see where I stand for the day. I have not eaten breakfast yet. Been up since 5. It's now almost 10. I took my thyroid pill and I got to wait a good while. Well, you wait an hour after that you can eat anything or take your other meds, unless you want to do dairy. If you want to do dairy, you got to wait 4 hours. That's yogurt, cottage cheese, cereal, you know, with your milk and all. So, I think I want oatmeal though. I'm craving oatmeal. Ever since I redid our oatmeal station, and I found the applesauce and raisins. I love throwing applesauce and raisins in my oatmeal. Don't know why. Now, not the fruit flavored ones, but like maple and brown sugar, apple cinnamon, just regular oatmeal. Any of those, they are heads up, yes ma'am, with applesauce and raisins. Yeah. Okay, Huns, I am back. It is now 2:30. I've been sitting and resting. My back and all is about to kill me. So, I've been resting, and now I'm getting ready to do my beans that have been soaking. I put them on soak about 8 this morning, I think. Y'all, I gotta show you, I'm a little proud of. I cleaned out my refrigerator yesterday. Look at, I finally figured out how to organize it. We were used to the big 28 cubic, there's my medicine back there. I did get in trouble. I'm supposed to keep it in a separate fridge, but it is what it is. We were always used to a big, what, 28 inch, 30 inch cubic foot LG that died, the one that died. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I finally figured out a system. So I'm tickled pink about that. Alright, I'm getting ready to do my pinto beans. And so Linda from Linda's Kitchen, hey hon, she had made the comment. I think I told y'all about that, did I? I don't remember. You can't blank. Yeah, no, I don't remember. Anywho, she was telling about the ham seasoning, the Goya ham. I did mention that. Never mind. Let me hush my hole. I don't have any of that. I wished I did. I'm going to order some. I've got some bacon. Y'all, this is like prize worthy. Yeah, it's still good. I had to give her a little smell test. Let me get this put back up. We're gonna do Brenner one night for supper. I think it's, I don't know, I don't remember. Oh, tomorrow night. We're gonna do breakfast supper tomorrow night. So I've got my bacon going. You can use bacon, ham hock, salt pork, ham. You can use bacon grease. You can use the Goya ham seasoning. I've got to get my hands on some of that, y'all. I'm also, I'm going to let that saute. I'm just going to brown it up in my Dutch oven. Okay, I'm just going to let it kind of do its thing. Alright, now I'm also going to cut up, and you don't have to do the onion, but I want to add that flavor. It just, to me, it just tastes it. And yes, this one's starting to sprout. Oh, I don't know if he'll be able to be used. That's not usable. Okay, hang tight, y'all. Hang tight. That was one of my old ones. I have one old one left, and wouldn't that be the very one I grabbed? I try to grab them in order, by the way they're in the vegetable bin. Oh, my husband made it as well. Just FYI. Alright. I'm going to get this chopped up. I can hear my bacon starting to kind of sizzle and do its thing. Uh-oh. Alright. Alright, and I'm going to cook this and let it cook on like medium low for about 3 hours. I just want a good, I'm trying to get the onion skin off of it. I just want a good simmer, I guess you would say, with them. But I want that bacon to kind of, oh, I smell it. That bacon smells so good. Alright, do that and let that be, that's going to be our onion. I forget I had this little scoop thing, and then I find it and I'm like, oh yes. And Amy, honey, I got to tell you, my husband talked about you yesterday of how much he loved you. He put this on his chicken. He grilled chicken yesterday, and he put that on there. And girl, you want to talk about, whew, if he could have kissed you, he would. And not like that kind of kiss, you know, just a friend kiss. But yeah, Amy makes me feel better about a lot of things. Her and Sandy, yes, we got a sisterhood going there. All right, now, yeah, this bacon is smelling wonderful. I'm just going to kind of stir it around. I want it to get, see how that grease collecting at the bottom? That's what I'm looking for. And the more it gets done, the more flavor it's going to emit into the pan. And once that grease gets kind of good and in there, and the bacon starts kind of browning up, I'm going to add these onions. We also need to go ahead, well, I'm not going to add my salt just yet. I'm going to put salt and probably trying to use up some of my open spices already. I'm going to do this Cavender's Greek seasoning. I'm going to add that to it. Yeah, now you can start seeing the brown. Can you see it? How the pan's getting kind of brownish. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, now I think we're going to go ahead and add our onion. And we're going to kind of let them just kind of do their thing in that grease. I'm going to turn my heat down just a smidge. While that's doing, I'm going to be rinsing, dumping the water out of my pinto beans and rinsing them off. Okay, sorry I stepped away for a bit, but I figured y'all didn't want to wait while these onions were doing their thing. I kind of let them saute and do their thing for about, I don't know, 8 minutes. Yeah, about 8 minutes. And look at all that brown. That is going to be what the flavor is going to emit from. Alright, I've done rinsed my beans. I've got me 2 cups of water. I know I'm going to need way more water than that, but I just want to use that 2 cups and see, I'm scraping all those good bits off the bottom. We're going to get that worked up into this water, and that way these beans are going to have all that flavor. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add my seasoning just while I've got it right here before I actually add my beans. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm looking about how many beans I've got. I used about 2 cups, which is what it called for. So we're going to dump those in there. Stir that around. Look at those onion bits coming to the top and that bacon. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. I wish I were here to taste. Alright, that's 2 more cups of water. So it's 4, and we're going to go with 2 more. Alright, 2 more. Alright, that's perfect. Alright, now make sure we're all on the up. Look at that. Those onions floating around and that bacon. Ugh, I can't wait for the smells to start coming through the house. You know what I mean? Alright, and I can see the spices floating around, so I know I've got just the right amount. I ain't going to leave out my cadavers. Isn't that, well, Cavenders. Cadavers are dead bodies. Yeah, we don't have any cadavers going into, cadavers. Which way? Yeah, cadavers. That's the dead body. Cavenders is a spice. It will be alright. I'm hurting my head trying to think about it. Alright, I'm just going to kind of let that do its thing. It is now 2:39. I'm hoping supper will be, I'm going for about 6 o'clock. I got to go get my cream corn out of the freezer. I'm going to do that cream corn and hoecakes. And, yeah. Oh, and rice. Rice and beans. Cream corn, hoecakes, and my sausage. I'm using, where'd it go? We're going to have to take a trip to the freezer. Okay, kids, I'm back. Our pinto beans have been doing for about 3 hours now, so they are good. They're done. They look amazing. See that bacon in there? Let's see if we can get y'all closer. I've got my eyes on. I got my eyes on you. No, my oven eyes, my stove eyes. But that's what they look like. They were a slow go, let me tell you. They didn't want to get done, so I had to crank that heat up on them a little bit. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I went ahead and took my cream corn. It's just a frozen tube. You saw it. A cream corn from the grocery store. Used to could get them for $1. I don't know what they are now. I'm taking my beef sausage, and I am just going to open it up like so. And I'm just going to cut it. Let's see if we can get y'all over here. I've got my rice going a little bit. Alright. I think that's good. Can y'all see? Yeah, you can see. I'm just going to cut this up. I say I am. I've got a sorry knife. Look at that. I didn't want to cut nothing. Alright. So I'm just going to cut it up into like, I don't know, that thick of slice. Put it on down in there. Let them get all chummy. And I'm going to let these pinto beans just kind of simmer while my rice is stewing. This sausage is already fully cooked. It just needs to get the flavor. It's going to put flavor in those beans. Technically, I guess I should have cooked the beans with the sausage in it. But I don't like, and this is going to sound awful, I don't like soggy sausage. You know, if you cook this kind of sausage for too long, it just kind of gets, I don't know. To me, it don't taste good. I mean, I know it would add a bunch of flavor to my beans, but all right, I'm just going to kind of soak that in, stir it in. All right, now I've got my rice going. Y'all know I use that parboiled rice from Sam's. It is wonderful. In fact, we're almost out of the container we have, and you saw whenever I did my what's in my pantry on those new shelves, how I got a 25-pound box. So I've just added the rice, I've added water, I've added butter. I do need to add some seasoning. So let's go with kind of what we're already doing. We're just going to kind of finish up my cadavers. I thought about that all afternoon. I kept busting out laughing. I don't know what to call it. I think that's, is that nearby yet? Yeah. It's almost gone. Alright, so I need to put the lid on this. Well, now it needs to get to boiling, so I'm turning my heat up. Alright, and then we're going to make up hoecakes. And I've done that before. A little bit of egg, a little bit of cornmeal, a little bit of egg. Yeah, I want you to crack an egg and just put just a little bit in there. One egg, a little bit of milk. Wonderful if you have buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, a cup of milk and a tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar. It's not going to taste vinegary, and it's not going to taste lemony. Don't ask me how, but it don't. It's just going to make that buttermilk. I mean, you'll actually see it clabber. You want to do that about 10 minutes before you need it. And then your cornmeal, and you're just going to kind of add your cornmeal. You got to think about how many people you're doing it for and how many hoecakes you want. So once I get kind of situated with this, I'll show you how to do hoecake. Okay, I'm back. I have got my rice boiling now. We are going to just add our lid. It's got to do for, let me stir it one time before we do that. You put on your lid. You do not take it off for 20 minutes. So I'm going to start my timer. And I'm going to turn the eye down some. Got to be careful with that because it will kind of burn if you don't turn your eye down. Alright, now hoecakes. This is the fun part of the meal because we're getting close to eating, I'm just saying. Alright, I've got oil in my pan. I'm turning out this way. I've got oil in my pan. I just turned it on to heat it up. I want you to see, this is my cup of milk that I put lemon juice in. Do you see the clabbers? See how it's turning into a solid? That's now buttermilk, people. Look at there. And all I did was add, well, I mean, I didn't even really measure it per se. I put 2 capfuls of lemon juice in it. I just used the cap. And that's 1 cup of milk and 2 capfuls of lemon juice. Alright, now we're going to add our egg. Hopefully. Oh no, the shell might go in. Okay, I got it. Woo. That was a close one. Alright. Hands off real quick. I did put on an apron because hoecakes can be a messy job. Alright, now we're going to get our cornmeal. And I used to get, or try to get, just plain cornmeal. Not cornmeal mix. Plain cornmeal. Y'all, I cannot find it nowhere. Bo, did you ever find it anywhere? He ain't listening. I mean, I didn't know if you'd been, if you'd noticed it. Alright, we're going to add our cornmeal mix and beat that egg up. And notice I'm not measuring. This is a grandma way. You're just going to start mixing up. And remember, I've got my oil getting hot. Alright. That's way too thin, so we're going to add some more cornmeal. You can near about make a meal off hoecakes and cornbread. Can't you, honey? My uncle, well, my step-uncle, he used to take cornbread and onion and make a sandwich. Oh, that man was nasty. Would you eat that? An onion sandwich?
No.
Ain't that nasty? Roy did. Of course, he was half snockered half the time, so there you go. Alright. We're getting there. I might have been too generous with my milk. I don't know. I'm used to pouring my cornmeal mix out of a much bigger bag. I usually have a 5-pound, but now we're cooking with gas. That's what we're wanting. Look at there. I'm used to pouring it out of about a 5-pound bag. So this is just a 2-pound. But that's all I could find, y'all. So if you see cornmeal, snatch it up. Because you can seriously, honestly, make a meal out of cornbread. I want to make the cornbread chili casserole where you put the cornbread in the bottom, they put the chili in the bottom of the pan, and then cheese, and then top it with cornbread mix, like Jiffy cornbread. I would make my own. I mean, I would do my hoecake version or my cornbread version. Alright, that is getting kind of hot. Remember, take your wooden, whatever, this is a wooden spatula, put it in the pan. Can y'all see this? Alright, you're going to put it in the pan. Uh-oh. Sorry. I'm trying to get y'all where you can see it. If it bubbles, it's almost getting there. I can see little bitty tiny small bubbles. But, alright, let's get you back to where you were, people. Alright, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Well, electricity. But yeah, you do it the wooden spoon way, honestly. But if you're cooking just for your home folks, just the folks in your home, my grandmother, I promise you, and my grandmother was a wonderful woman, she would spit in that pan. And you only did it if it wasn't going nowhere. Now, there are also times that she did it and she would spit in the pan because she thought it was just going to be us. And lo and behold, we had company. And hoecakes was one of those things that, and that was the reason why we did them a lot. A, it was cheap. And you could always add more milk and more cornbread, you know, meal. You can always add that and make more. You know, more people coming, make more hoecakes. Can't make more pinto beans. Can't make no more rice. Make more hoecakes. And that will stretch your meal, like truthfully. But yeah, lo and behold, she'd spit in that pan, get it good and hot, and the next thing you know, ding dong. Oh, I'm sorry y'all are eating. And Grandma always would. Oh, come on. Come get you a seat. Go get you a plate. You're a guest. You go first. And then she'd lean over. I spit in that cornbread. Them hoecakes. Grandma. And then Bo's mother could make the best cornbread. Her cornbread would actually work up into individual, like, little hoecakes. And I never could figure out how that woman did it. Alright, you're just going to take your batter. You're going to put it in your hot skillet. Once it gets kind of brown, you're going to flip them over. Let me go and get Scott towel on them. Flip them. You want them about like that. That color. Maybe a little bit browner, but you don't want them burnt. but they gonna be good. We called it, used to, if you didn't call it hoecake, you would call it push bread, because you would take that bread and push them peas or that rice or whatever on your fork, and so it was called push bread. My grandmother used to also make water bread, and that's where you do use a very, very, very thin mixture, batter, I guess. It was mainly water, almost like what I started out with before I really started adding it. And it would make up what they called water bread or lace bread, and it was because it was so thin, air bubbles would pop up all over. And so it was called water bread because it was mainly water, or lace bread because once you lifted it up, it looked like lace. And that was toward like the end of the month, or before before payday, and you were stretching them pennies, and you only had a little bit of cornmeal left, you made water bread. Yes, ma'am, you did. Here is Fat Man a plate to take for work tomorrow. That corn is amazing. Pinto beans, awesome. We did have to add some Tony Chicheries. Yeah, thank you. That worked out perfect. I didn't quite spice it enough. So, we threw some of that in there, and that took care of it. So, I got him a hoe cake to go, and I'm going to put some of that seasoning in with it. And we still have this much in the pot, so we can do it as a side for tomorrow night. It was our entree tonight. We got enough left. Of course, he's having it for lunch. You probably won't want it for supper too, would you?
I might.
He might. Might be what he gets. Big Mama, yeah. Huh?
That'd be awesome.
Something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm finishing my hoe cake. Oh my God, they are good. And we did use it as push bread. Hey, Huns. Okay, one more thing. I know. And another thing. I'm like Columbo. But I'm not near as smart. Anywho, a lot of y'all have been asking what Carol Beth would like for Christmas. And so we've had more than 3 requests. So what I'm going to do, we have set her up an Amazon wish list. That's the only way I could think of to do it, because we'll ask her, what would you like? Oh no. Yet back there on her tablet, she'll look at all kinds of stuff and heart it and just send it to me of, this is a thought. And so I've got random ones. So we finally set her up a wish list, and it's listed Carol Beth's wish list on Amazon. I will link it down below. But she's got a lot of books on there. I think 1 or 2 art supply things, and then some canvas. So anyway, it will be linked down below. You do not have to do anything for her. I want to stress that, but a lot of people have been asking what they could do. So just there you go. And we appreciate anything, or you don't have to do anything, and y'all are still loved and appreciated by us. Bye, Huns.